Welcome, CASSIUS, iFull TV, MTK Global. Well, it's been a while since I've actually introduced you on this camera.
2 years.
Tommy Martin, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, you?
How's retired life? Is that a phrase you like to hear or not really?
Nah.
Don't like it.
Don't want to hear that at all.
Don't like it.
24, man.
24,
Like,
okay.
When people, what'd you do for? I've retired. I was a professional boxer. They're like, retired? I'm like, yeah. Got bleeding brain, mate.
I mean, it's a silly question to even ask whether you miss it because you had some great nights as a pro and, you know had ups and downs.
Definitely. Before, like I said, like the thing that helps me is when I think about it before, like if someone says to me before I turned pro, I'd have done what I've done, I'd have gone, yeah, bollocks. But, well, my language. But then, because I was like stepping up the ladder and I kept achieving, kept winning, I kept wanting more and more, got a bit greedy probably, I don't know, but I was just gutted that it got ripped away and I didn't see my full potential.
It is a shame because, like I said, it's daunting the fact that you just said you're 24 years old.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're talking
and I've been retired
about
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Does it feel like it's gone quick? Has it dragged? Has it
Nah,
felt?
it's dragged.
It's dragged.
It's dragged, but it's not. It's still. It sounds so stupid, but it's not getting easier. It's not getting easier. Every day I wake up, I still think about boxing. I still think, I want to go on a run, but I think, I've got nothing to run for. Or I think, I'm going to go to the gym tonight, but then as soon as I go to walk through the door, I don't want to go in there because there's no goal at the end of it. You know, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. If I can't even get up for training, to be honest with you, Coog. Can't even get in there.
Now, I will ask you about this BKB situation because I saw it online the other day and we just had a little chat about it now. I said to you what I thought about that, but...
Same as everyone else.
Same as everyone else.
Apart from myself. Yeah.
Just tell people that don't know what you were considering or are considering. I don't know which to phrase that.
Basically, I got an opportunity to get back into a training camp for a fight, but the fight wasn't a professional boxing match, it was a bare knuckle fight. And I accepted it, I wanted to do it. It was back at the O2, where I boxed there 4 times. And I was like, you know what, sod it. I was like, that's the one thing that's going to get me back in the gym. Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, it's a boxing match without gloves on, but at least for the next 8 weeks, 7 to 8 weeks, I'll be back in the gym, training 2 to 3 times a day with a purpose, you know? And then I put it out there, and then I changed my mind.
But listen, regardless of what kind of combat sport it is, it's not the fact that it is, as you term, boxing without gloves, but the fact that the board didn't grant you your licence, that's more to consider surely than what you were actually doing.
Yeah, exactly. I can't believe, that's what I said, I can't believe that I was close to actually having a bare knuckle fight and having a training camp for it than having a professional boxing match again, because a lot of people don't know, I went for my licence again about 6 months ago and I got denied it again, so that was another kick in the teeth, another low point again. That's probably worse than when I first got, because I thought they told me that if I pass my brain scan then I'll have a fair hearing. I paid for another MRI scan, passed it, and they still went, we can't take the risk on the previous results. And that's like I said, it hurt me more because I wish they just told me that 2 years ago that there was never going to be a chance. But
so they gave you that kind of indication that
if I pass the scan, I might have a chance of boxing again.
So where are you with that now? Is that a closed chapter for you now?
They said I can't ever box again, like professionally again. So, but everyone keeps going. I get some opinions where it's like people like to me, Tom, you don't have to do what everyone says. Do what makes you happy. You've only got one life over. And I've always been like that. I've always been that way, like thinking. But then at the same time, there's my mum and my brother and Barry, who was on the end of my bed, who I don't even remember. And they're the ones who are obviously looking out for me the best and saying, Tom, you don't remember the 7 days, Monday to Friday, we was travelling up to Royal London. You was asleep in bed. You don't even remember us being there. But I think because I don't remember it, it feels like it hasn't happened. It feels like it was a lie, you know? I just feel like it's really bogus. I feel like it's not over. I feel like I'm too young. I feel like I've got too much to give to the sport for it to be over. And it eats me every day. And I'm cringing like, it hurts so much.
But it's something you're going to have to get used to. I mean, you know, as harsh as it is, but I know obviously when it happened, how devastated you was. And this is 2 years, and you seem like you haven't kind of let go of it in a way. And maybe you will never let go of it.
No. The first boxing match I went to, the first boxing match I went to in 2 years was it was at the O2, White Parker. Yeah. That was the first fight I went to in 2 years, and I had to walk. You asked Kevin Mitchell. I had to walk out like after the first or second round, like bawling my eyes out, and I was just thinking, "Fuck, get yourself together, man." You know what I mean? And then it was the week after that I got this BKB opportunity, and I was like, "Sod it, I need to do it." And then I started training that Deji, the YouTuber. And to be honest, when I went in the arena, that did give me a buzz again a little bit. Like when I went to the MEN, it was all sold out, and even though I weren't in the ring, at least it gave me a little bit of like how it used to feel for myself when I used to go to the arenas. But it's still not the same as lacing up the gloves, Kev.
It's never going to be the same as that.
No.
And I think you're trying to. Is it fair to say trying to fill a void that can't be filled?
Yeah, definitely. Like because I spoke to Ben Davison the other day, and he said to me, "Tom, are you look at Kev, look. Is it something you're chasing or something you're trying to replace something?" I don't know. I don't know what it is. Whether it's just because there's a hole. There is just a hole, and it's so hard to explain. But
do you feel like it's something you can't let go of?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's unfinished business.
Yeah.
It's unfinished business, and it's like. But I've joined the Marines.
You were telling me.
I've signed up for the Marines, so hopefully that can be my way out of all this pain and torture.
Is that how you look at it, as pain and torture?
Yeah. I'm gonna come out with a big, like a lot of it soon, but to cut it short, I had I don't know what I'm saying.
If in doubt, don't say anything. I don't know. I'm just saying. If you're in doubt about saying anything, don't say it.
Alright.
That's all. No, I'm not. I'm not trying to get anything out.
I want to get it out of this. I was going to commit suicide recently. I tried to commit suicide. That's how bad it got. And everything's a front all the time. And it's like, but I want to get it out there because there's not enough for boxing. There's not enough afterlife in boxing. In fact, there needs to be something more because boxing, people think just because you're on Sky Sports you're earning millions. People naturally think, he'll be alright. He was on TV. Like they think you're like footballers. Do you know what I mean? But there's no afterlife after boxing. When you generally dedicate life like I did for 5, 6. I was in London on my own from 17, in a bedsit Monday to Friday. And I did, yeah. And I'm not, I am ashamed to say it, but yeah, I did. I had a really bad patch a few months ago, and that's why my brother could understand me wanting to do this BKB because everyone's going on about. It sounds so selfish, but I'd rather one more year as a fighter than the rest of my life never fighting again. And that's the truth of it. And it's so that's why it's so hard to talk about it. But I want to get it out there without talking about it. It's so hard because I want to talk about it, but I can't. You know what I mean? But I had to get it out there. But I'm going to come out with a big story of its own, hopefully.
How are you now with that situation?
All right. Since I signed up for the Marines, I'm just focusing on that now. Training for that. Hopefully that can be, like I said, the way out of this pain. Because it is pain. And it kills me, like coming here, even talking to you. I miss it. I miss the circles that we used to go in, and like going to the hotels, looking for the weigh-ins, the press conferences. I miss the buzz, and you know what I mean. And when I got that BKB, that was like a little bit. It was like a little bit of it back again, even though it was a bare knuckle fight, but it was a little bit of like, oh, Tommy's back. You know what I mean? And that was like a little bit of my old life back. And I was going to go back to London because I don't know no other life back then like Cambridgeshire people way. Like, I don't even remember going to school, mate. You know what I mean? London was my life. And even when I was at 17, I was living in Tenerife with Nicky Cook. And then I come straight back and moved to the East End. My whole life was boxing. It sounds so stupid, but it really was. And then there is more to life than boxing and blah, blah, blah. But it's hard when that's all I knew. You know? Didn't go to college, didn't go uni. That was it. But yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear this stuff you're saying, and it's difficult to know what to say back to you. But I'm sure you've got good people around you, and I'm sure that you have people. I know you definitely don't need that.
Yeah, that's what I didn't want to talk about.
But I'm sure, like I said, you've got people.
I'm not weak. I don't want to be like weak.
But you have. I'm assuming people that you can talk to about this.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm saying. People. Yeah. That's what I wanted to talk about because everyone. I felt when I first went through this, I felt weak talking about it. That's why I wanted to get it off my chest because everyone says, "Oh, you got to talk about it. You got to let it out." And probably I do. My main thing out of this is try and get help for boxers after this because there ain't nothing. I can't stress it enough. If there's anyone out there that could help or find a way to help people after boxing or find something. Like there's a close thing that I was going into this Tony Adams clinic, and it's like a sports clinic for like people like who are suffering like with depression and all that after like sport, and but still I still miss boxing. You know, it still wouldn't be enough. So someone needs to look into it properly.
I think you're right, and I think that it's highlighted every now and again, but not enough.
No.
Depression, anxiety, it's all linked.
I'll be the first out. I thought people just said it. I thought people, oh, shut up, like, you got depression, man up. But now I've been in that situation, I really understand it, and it's just like, fuck, it's real, you know? It's real.
It definitely is real, yeah. But it's a shame you have to kind of go through it to realise it.
Yeah.
But it's the same with everyone that's kind of been through any of the things that we're
trying to
talking
keep
about.
a hard man image.
But if you see, but it's also if you see someone and someone's telling you, I think, you know, that attitude of that wouldn't happen to me, or sort yourself out. Not as harsh as that, but that mentality, sort yourself out.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
But you can't. You could win the lottery tomorrow, it wouldn't change.
No, facts. I've always said that no matter what money in the world, it won't change. It's the lifestyle. Like I said, I don't miss. It's not about the money. Yeah, I earn a few quid, but it's the lifestyle I miss. In a bed sit on my own 5 days a week. That's what I miss. You know? But sorry to talk about it. But I wanted to get it out of there.
Don't apologise. All right, well listen, I'll let you get on with your young lady, and hopefully, no, not hopefully, we will catch up again soon.
Definitely, after Afghan.
Yeah, just be careful whatever you're doing, all right?
Cheers, man.
Top man.
Enjoy your drink.